Let's take a close look at one of my favorite cryptos, Cardano or ADA. Cardano was one of the top performer during the early part of last year, where it ran all the way up and established an all-time high at around $3.10. But after that, we saw this massive pullback, and now Cardano is trading below $1.20. So how will Cardano perform in 2022? That is the topic of this video. So let's dive in. Alright guys, we are looking at the daily chart for Cardano, and the data I have is to 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January the 9th. Cardano is definitely not looking good. Right now it is trading down, and it is struggling to stay over $1.20. And I bet if you ask 10 Cardano holders, at least 9 out of 10 would be extremely upset at how the price has been behaving since September of last year, because it's been trending down like there's no tomorrow. Many of us who bought in during the run-up, people who bought in at around $3, now they're looking at least 60% of their original investment is gone. And the chart is still looking very bearish. So there is still that possibility for the price to drop even further in the near term. However, I think the worst is almost over. Cardano is very close to reaching its bottom, and I believe very soon we will see the price stabilize and then begin this reversal in price that eventually will take it to another all-time high in 2022. I can very much hear some of you who are watching right now probably saying, "Oh boy, Maxim is blowing smoke." My answer is definitely not. I am not blowing smoke. There is a very scientific reason why I strongly believe that Cardano will do well in 2022. And before I lay out my rationale and my prediction for the price of Cardano by the end of 2022, first thing first, we need to understand why Cardano price behaved the way it did in 2021. Even after this significant pullback where the price dropped from about $3.09 all the way to what it is right now, which is trading at $1.13. We cannot forget that Cardano started on January 1st, 2021 at 17.5 cents. So now it is trading at $1.13. Even after this massive drop in price, we are still looking at Cardano providing 6-time return in 2021. It is still very significant, even though I understand people who bought in high is not happy. But if we look at Cardano from a broader perspective, it is still a very good performer in 2021. But anyway, Cardano broke out of consolidations around the 1st of 2021 and went on this really massive bull run where it reached an all-time high at $2.47. And normally after a big run up in price, we will always have this significant pullback. Pullback after a significant run-up in price is a necessary evil that allows the Bollinger Band, after getting overextended, to slowly contract and get to the point where enough momentum is being built up to allow another run-up in price. Or in other words, we will always have traders that bought in low and now they're taking advantage of the run-up in price to take profit. And the minute the selling pressure slows down and then there's more buying support, that balance out and allow another run-up in price, which is we're seeing after that. So one of the way to estimate the magnitude of the pullback is to base on the Fibonacci retracement. The retracement or the pullback caused the price to drop all the way down to about $1. The retracement is roughly about 61.8%. That is very much within the range that we normally see. Normally what we see after a run up in price and a retracement, the retracement tend to be in between the 50% to as high as 78.6%. For example, if we look at Harmony One, which is a very good project, after Harmony One broke out and ran all the way to this all-time high, then we saw the pullback drop all the way to this point. And if we base on the Fibonacci retracement, At this point, Harmony actually dropped by 78.6%, which is much more severe than Cardano. But also at the same time, if we look at Solana after broke out consolidation, ran all the way up, then the pullback dropped down to about this point. And when you look at this, Solana only retraced by about 50%. So the range of 50 to 78.6% is considered as the normal pullback range after a major bull run. So after this pullback, Cardano stabilized, reversed direction, and then there was this really bullish signal where the 10 days crossed over and leaped to 50 days. And Cardano went on this very nice bull run. Also, part of this run up in price is due to the anticipation of the system-wide implementations of the Alonzo smart contract project. That took the price all the way to 309. Another all-time high. Then, just like before, a pullback after that. So we would expect the pullback to be in between the 50 to 78.6%. So let's assume that similar pullback, we would expect the price to stabilize right at this area, which is around $1.80, of which if we observe the price, we saw this major drop, but the minute it hit $1.80, which is right at about 61.8%, it bounced right back up and attempted to stabilize. But unfortunately, the price broke down, and then we saw this massive retracement after that. Why didn't the price hold at 61.8%? I believe there are two reasons. First, on November the 23rd, a major crypto exchange out of United Kingdom, eToro, make this important announcement regarding to ADA. eToro will be limiting ADA for users in the US. These US users will no longer be able to open new positions in or receive staking rewards for Cardano. You will still be able to close existing positions as you see fit. And that news created a lot more selling pressure because the US users who have ADA positions with eToro most likely would have to close their positions, and not all of them would reopen that with a different exchange, resulted in significant selling pressure, and the price broke down below the 61.8% and continue to retrace. The second reason, which I think is also very significant, there was a lot of expectation after the launch of the smart contract. The street was expecting at a minimum 2 or 3 months after the launch of the smart contract, we would be hearing announcement relating to the launch or commitment of developers to develop applications on this Cardano blockchain. But that did not happen. And that caused frustration. And frustration resulted in more selling pressure on the ADA token. So those were the two bad news. Now let's talk about the good news. The bad news relating to eToro is already baked into the price. I believe people who wanted to close their positions already did. And that's why we're starting to see the price stabilizing. Regarding to the applications being built on this Cardano blockchain, we are starting to see that's happening, and there are more going to be launched in 2022. For example, on January 4th, 2022, there was this announcement: the first usable Cardano DeFi DApp goes live. We are starting to see applications that was developed on the Cardano blockchains are going live in 2022. Furthermore, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, outlines ambitious 2022 roadmap for Cardano ADA. Cardano has some exciting developments planned for 2022. Development include 3 hard forks and the development of an extensible UTXO smart contract infrastructure. So I believe 2022 is going to be very exciting for Cardano. So many new catalysts that we can count on that I believe would jumpstart the price of ADA token. And now after this major pullback in price, the price of the ADA token is very near what I consider as the bottom. If you look at this chart, the bottom is around $1. Right now, Cardano is trading at about $1.13, which is inside this, what I call is the major support zone. There is always that possibility that Cardano would retest the $1, but I expect that to be the bottom and that the price would stabilize and begin to trend up after that. So what is my prediction for the price of Cardano by the end of 2022? I expect Cardano to do well this year. It should reach another all-time high, and the range that I'm looking for is between $4.44 to about $5.20. Cardano is an exciting project. It disappointed we saw this pullback. I believe it is a great time to accumulate Cardano at the price it is right now. And I am beginning to accumulate until the price reach a max of $1.30. That's it for this video. And don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe. And make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.